Well, hey guys, what's up? It's your boy, one and only AI Legends, and yeah, guys, today I am back with the next part of What If Naruto was the king of otsutskis and neglected by his family. Well, guys, I hope that you guys are enjoying this series. As many of you people were telling me that I should upload the next part as quick as possible, so I have finally decided to upload the next part of this series. So I hope that you guys will enjoy it. And yeah, guys, first of all, I would like to thank all of you guys as I have finally reached 8k and it was a really great journey on YouTube and you guys have supported me a lot, and I hope that in the future you guys support me just like this and we will be able to reach 10k as quick as possible. So I hope that you guys will enjoy this series, and for the like goal of this part it is going to be, you guys already know, 200 likes and 180 comments for the next part. And yeah, guys, if you guys are new to this channel or if you guys have not subscribed yet, please guys do so. It will really help me a lot. So without any further ado, let us start our video. Last time we left off as we saw that how, you can say, Team 13 finally went to the mission of Zabuza, in which the original Kakashi as well as Team 7 was there, which consisted of Sasuke, Sakura as well as Sai. As in the end, mission was still completed, as the demon brothers, which were escaped thanks to the help of Zabuza as well as Haku, were there, knowing that against Kakashi Hatake as well as the Red Death, he's going to need all the help he could get. So he got the demon brothers, and finally they were able to attack all of them and able to use, you can say, the water clones so that they can keep up with the Genins like Mito as well as Naruto. Just when they were about to, you can say, turn the tides, as then Gato still arrived, and then Zabuza, along with Haku and all, still kills all of them. In the end, only Haku survived, who decided to go back to the cave, wanted to join the rebels so that one day he can fulfill the wishes of Lord Zabuza and, you can say, free the mist village from the reign of the Jagura, the Jinchuriki of the three-tailed turtle. At this, everyone nodded at that, but they were surprised to see that how Sakura as well as Sasuke both were unconscious. As for Sakura, she had several kunais sticking to her body. Though Kushina did not like the girl, but still she started to heal her, as well as Sasuke, but for some reason both of them were still knocked out on that. As Kushina said, alright, we'll be taking them back to the village. But Naruto was a bit suspicious about this whole situation. He had all of this power under his command, but right now he's not using it. As right now Naruto's power are so strong that it will make, you can say, Sage of Six Part look like a small kid compared to the original power Naruto right now holds. And then suddenly, when they arrived near to the gates of Konoha, several Ambu landed beside the team and said, alright, Uzumaki Naruto, you have been arrested for the usage of the 9 test chakra as well as attacking your teammates. At this, both Kakashi as well as Kushina were literally shocked. So let us start our video from here on. As then, Naruto was taken to the custody of the Ambus. As then, Kushina burst into the office of Minato as he said, Minato, what is the meaning of this? As Minato looked towards Kushina, what are you talking about, Kushina? As Kushina said, you do not know? The Ambu just arrived and we were arriving back to the village, and they said that how they're going to arrest Naruto for the usage of 9 test chakra. As Minato's eyes widened as he said, what? Who gave the orders? I did not send any ambus. As Kushina's eyes widened as he said, but they told that how council has ordered them. As Minato gritted his teeth, now the council is really getting his nerves. He has just told them that Naruto is a shinobi and they no longer can hit him, so now they are using this dirty games on him. As he gritted his teeth, alright, I'll be handling things here. Where is Naruto? As she said, they took him to the prison of Ambus. As Minato gritted his teeth, as he said, Ambu. As Ambu landed beside Minato, where's the council? As he said, well, Lord Hokage, I was coming here. The council has been summoned, and you have been requested there. As Minato gritted his teeth, as he said, alright, today I will finally have some heads, as he thought in his mind, as he said, alright. As then Jiraiya arrived, hey, Kaki, where you going? As Minato said, going to the council meeting. Now they're getting on my nerves. As Jiraiya was a bit confused, and then Kushin explained. As Jiraiya's eyes widened, he also felt pretty bad for the kid when the whole situation in Konoha happened, but in the end he was not able to do much. After all, he did had a spy network to run. So he said, alright Kaki, I'll be coming with you. As in the way they also picked Tsunade. After all, she was the clan head of Senju clan, so she also tagged along, wanted to see what is going on here. And now they finally arrive back to the village, to the council room, as Minato burst into the room, as everyone could literally see that all of these 4 people were literally pissed. As then Kushina glared at the civilian council as well as the elders, who, you can say, gulped a little, and then Minato took the seat and said, alright, what is the meaning of this? I'm asking you one and only one time. One person explain. As then Minato was literally, you can say, shaking with pure anger that was filling his body. And then Danzo stood up. Well, Lord Hokage, we have been informed that Uzumaki Naruto has used a lot of Night's chakra, and not only that, he has also injured his teammates named by Sakura Haruno as well as Sasuke Uchiha while using the Night's chakra as he lost control of his body to the beast. And we have solid proof that how he is unstable as a Jinchuriki and is a danger to the village. As Minato gritted his teeth and then Kushina stood up. What is the meaning of this, Danzo? I was there along with Kakashi and we did not sense not even a small amount of Nante's chakra. And you're saying that by sitting under in this village, you're able to sense the Nante's chakra, huh? As Danzo simply shook his head. Well, Kushina-san, don't get so angry. I sent my ambush so that they can keep an eye on the Jinchuriki. You already know that he's unstable. As Kushina was about to rush towards Danzo to ready to get his head, but then Minato, as well as you can say Tsunade, as well as Jiraiya, were able to stop him. As Minato said, alright, Danzo, so you are sending ambush to the shinobi. You are making your ambush follow my shinobi, who are under my command to complete a mission that lies under the authority of the Hokage, as well as that is treason. But before Minato could say anything, as then the, you can say, elder speaker, well, Lord Hokage, we were informed that the Jinchuriki was unstable, so we were just protecting the lost Uchiha, known as Sasuke Uchiha, and the condition that they are in it is because of your son. He's unstable and we have to get rid of him. As Kushina glared at him and said, what do you mean by get rid of him? Have you guys not done enough to him, huh? It is already a miracle that he does not hate us. As Danzo looked towards Kushina as he said, well, it does not matter what you think, Kushina-san. He is you can say unstable as a danger to this village. As Minato said, alright, enough of this. As Ambu arrived, release Uzumaki Naruto. As then Ambu was about to leave and then suddenly Danzo stood up. You cannot do that, Lord Hokage. He's a danger to the village and he will be dealt with as one. As Koharu as well as Hamura also stood up. Yeah, Lord Hokage, you cannot let your emotions of him being your son get in the way. He's a danger and he will pay for it. As many of the Shinobi Council were really pretty surprised about it, and then Civilian Council also stood up. Yeah, we cannot allow this to happen. As Minato said, enough! As he released a lot of bloodlust towards the room. This made most of the Civilian Council shiver, as well as even Koharu, as well as Hamura, but Danzo was doing pretty well. As then Minato said, I'm Hokage heir, and I gave the orders to release him now. As then suddenly Danzo had a smirk on his face. Well, Lord Hokage, since you have already proven that how you have let your emotions to judge your judgment, so here your authority ends here. As Minato looked towards Danzo, he was about to say something, but then he noticed the smirk on the Danzo's face. As you could already see, Lord Daimyo, Minato Namikaze is letting his emotions get in the way of judging a person who has just harmed the shinobis of this village, who is clearly unstable. As then a light appeared and then it was sitting there none other than the daimyo and his nobates. As Minato's eyes widened, he did not even notice it, but then he realized the seals that were around the area preventing him and getting the light from getting there. As Daimyo speak up, well, Minato, I was certainly not expecting this. This is a trial, and your son has apparently hurt the last Uchiha, who is, you can say, pretty important for the military strength of Konoha, as well as Sakura Haruno, which is the other teammate of Kakashi Hatake, and you're just releasing him without any trial whatsoever. As Minato was pretty surprised to see Daimyo there, but he simply shook his head as he glared at Danzo, who was smirking inwardly. As Minato said, well, my wife as well as Kakashi Hatake, the other Jonin, were also there, and they did not report anything of him using the Night's chakra, and it is not proven that Sasuke as well as Sakura have been hurt by Naruto. It is not proven whatsoever. According to a report I got, it is literally the change thing. Naruto was the one who defeated Haku, who was destroying Sasuke when he was trapped in the ice mirror, as well as able to help Kushina and Kakashi deal with Zabuza and the demon brothers. As Daimyo simply shook his head, well, Minato, first of all, the reports were given by. As Daimyo simply shook his head and Danzo speak up, well, Lord Hokage, Pardon me, but the reports have been given by your wife, who is the mother of the culprit. And then, secondly, the other Jonin is none other than Kakashi Hatake, who is your student. And I believe that he will change the reports. While on the other hand, my ambush clearly saw that how it was your son who lost complete control over his mentality and started to attack everyone and anything that was there. And I can literally prove that as Minato glared at him. And what do you have to prove it, huh, Donzo? As Daimyo said, alright Minato, that is enough. As Minato was about to say something, but then Daimyo said, alright, Inoichi-san. As Inoichi stood up, I said, I believe that you have techniques to go into the memories of other person, though I believe that you will not be able to go into the mind of the culprit, Uzumaki Naruto, right? As Inoichi simply shook his head, well, Lord Daimyo, since he is a Jinchuriki, the beast will reside in his mindscape and I cannot enter there. He can literally burn me. As Daimyo simply nodded, then you will go into the mind of the culprits known by the name of Sakura Haruno as well as Sasuke Uchiha to see what actually happened in that day. As Inoichi simply nodded at that, as Minato knew that nothing will happen like that, as well as, you can say, Kushina also had a smile on her face, knowing that Naruto did not do anything and it will all be resolved and then they will deal with Danzo as she was glaring towards him, as well as the civilian council. But unusual thing about the whole situation was Danzo was smirking when Minato was glaring at him. Minato had a bad feeling in his heart about this whole situation. This something is going to be get wrong, extremely wrong. As then Inoichi simply nodded as he said, alright, I'll be bringing, you can say, the culprits and going into their minds. As Daimyo simply nodded as Inoichi bring out as they finally went to the hospital along with Daimyo and all. As Inoichi sighed as he looked towards Minato, don't worry Minato, I believe that your son did nothing wrong, so you have nothing to worry about. As Minato nodded at that, as then Inoichi put his hand on the head of Sakura and then he entered into the mindscape of Sakura. As after some time, Inoichi finally came out of the mindscape panting a little. As then, a small, you can say, sweat was coming from his head, and then he simply shook his head and then pointed his hand towards Sasuke's head as he went into his mind as well. As he arrived back, as he simply shook his head, as a sad expression was on his face, as Daimyo said, well, Inoichi-san, would you like to explain what actually happened there? As then Inoichi looked towards Minato and seeing the hopeful look in Minato's eyes, this really saddened Inoichi as he looked towards Daimyo as he said, well apparently it seemed that Naruto has lost a bit of control of the Ninth chakra when he was releasing it, fighting off against Haku when he was not able to keep up with the Haku. He lost a bit of control over his power and in his, you can say, rage, he started to attack Sasuke and Sasuke was able to defend himself. But Sakura tried to, you can say, save Sasuke, but Naruto even had started to attack him because he was losing the control. This literally shocked Minato as well as Kushina that was there, who was there watching the whole battle. Not even a single amount of Ninth chakra was released there. Even Kakashi, who has just arrived there, was literally shocked to hear this as he said, What are you talking about, Inoichi-san? Nothing like that happened there. We were there. You can even check our memories. As Danzo speaker, well, you are Jonis and you can apparently change your memories if you want to. So, the culprits who have been attacked by the demon by looking towards Minato and smirking inwardly as Minato gritted his teeth, and this already proves enough that the Jinchuriki is unstable and he is a danger to the whole village. And I request that he will be publicly executed in front of the whole village. As this literally shocked whole the shinobi council as Minato's eyes widened as he said, What did you say, Danzo? As he was about to grab him by the neck, but then Daimyo said, Alright Minato, that is enough. As Minato gritted his teeth as he said, But it is not fair. These memories must be fake. Let them wake up. As Daimyo simply shook his head, Alright Minato, since you're the Hokage, I will allow this request of yours. And whoever will wake up first, we have to get the report from him. And then it will be decided later on. And if the report is clear, Minato, then I presume your son is a danger to the village. And you already know the law concerning about the dangers. As Minato gritted his teeth, as he was now glaring at Danzo, not knowing what was going on, but still he's going to get the bottom of it, no matter what. As then Daimyo nodded, Alright Minato, I'll be leaving now. As now we have a time skip. In this time, Minato was finding ways how to, you can say, save his son. Naruto was still in the Ambu prison While on the other hand, Minato was certain that these memories were fake, planted into the minds of Sakura as well as Sasuke. But how? When? As he was thinking like that, it must be when they were fighting off against Zabuza and all, the Ambus must have arrived. And they must have used some technique to knock out both Sasuke as well as Sakura and putting these fake memories in their head. And now they're in the village, and that must be the situation as Minato was now really cursing his luck and his stupid thinking that how Danzo will not do anything against the village. He should have get rid of that old bastard long ago. This time he has crossed him for the last time. As Minato was really angry about it, even Kushina was pretty saddened about it. As he said, what are we going to do, Minato? We have to do something. We simply cannot let him die. As Minato said, don't worry, Kushina, I will handle things. As Minato said, but dad, we were there. He did not use any of Ninetales chakra, and we could have easily sensed it. As Naruto said, yeah, he did not use it. He even saved our life. As then Jiraiya said, don't worry. Your father will be able to handle everything. As Tsunade said, yeah, don't worry about it. As it seems that Danzo has really put Daimyo in under his influence. And now he is using him like a puppet to control the village, knowing that Daimyo is actually the boss of even Minato. As Minato was now really angry about it, and then Ambu landed beside Minato. Well, Lord Hokage, the Daimyo Sama has summoned a council meeting. As Minato greeted his state as he said, alright, I'll be there. As Ambu nodded, and now timescape as tense, you can say they were simply sitting. You can say Minato was sitting in the Hokage's chair as well as Daimyo over Minato on his, you can say, royal, along with his nobles, and then you can say a person was standing in front of them. It was none other than Haruno Sakura. As then Daimyo said, well, Sakura-san, I hope that you're pretty well, huh? As Sakura simply shook her head and said, well, of course, Lord Daimyo. As Daimyo smiled, well, don't worry about it. You are safe in this village, and we are here to help you. But right now, you have to explain everything, what actually happened to the mission. As then Sakura nodded at that as she looked towards Daimyo. Well, the mission was pretty simple. Sasuke-kun was fighting off the masked shinobi who was using the art style, but when Sasuke-kun activated his Sharingan, he easily overpowered the masked shinobi and he was easily beating him. But then Naruto arrived. Apparently, he was jealous of the power that Sasuke-kun was using, and then he started to use his demonic power. As Kushina was now barely, you can say, restraining her from going there to kill the little, you can say, whatever you know the word. As she was barely holding herself back. As then Daimyo nodded and said, what happened then? As he said, well, he even started to attack. Instead of attacking the masked shinobi, he started to attack Sasuke-kun. And when I tried to enter, Sasuke-kun started to protect me, but he still got me and attacked me with his demonic powers. And then Sasuke-kun also got knocked out later on by starting to protect me. And then his mother arrived by pointing toward Kushina. Kushina grated her teeth at that as he wrapped her chains around Naruto, and then he literally calmed down as Kushina said that how they're going to handle it. Nothing will stop them. As after that, she looked down as Daimyo looked towards Kushina. As Kushina stood up, she's lying. As I was there all the time, even their cannons were there. As this nothing happened. She was always saying that Naruto is a demon and all. As she's lying. As Daimyo said, enough. As Kushina looked towards her as she was about to say something, but Minato simply shook his head. Don't worry, Kushina, just calm down. As Kushina gritted her teeth but nodded nonetheless. As Daimyo sighed, well, Minato, it seems that your son has been proven guilty of attacking the fellow shinobis and losing the control of the Ninetales chakra, and it seemed that he has finally become pretty unstable. As Minato gritted his teeth and said, no, it is not the case, Daimyo. He was giving this village as well as even my own family a chance even after all of this we did. As Daimyo speak up, well, Minato, after all you guys actually did, this village actually did to him. To be honest, I really feel sorry, but the sacrifices had to be made for the greater good. It seems that he has really gone unstable. So, do you honestly believe that after you guys did so much to him, he will not hate you guys? He will become stable, huh? Sorry, Minato. It seems that he has finally lost it, and he has finally become a danger to the village. As Minato gritted his teeth as Daimyo then had a, you can say, determined look in his eyes and said, well, as the Daimyo of the Fire Nation and with the, you can say, overvoting of the Shinobi Council as well as the Civilian Council and the law of Konoha, Naruto, the son of Hokage, has been declared as a danger to the whole village. and then shall be executed publicly in the village to show that there is no one, not even someone who can contains the knight's power, is above the law, and he shall be dealt as a danger to the village and eliminated nonetheless. At this, literally gasp could be heard from the shinobi side as Kushina had tears to her eyes. As then Minato stood up. What? You cannot do that? As Daimyo looked towards Minato. Yes, I can. And it is the law of Konoha. And also, the shinobi council and the council has agreed with it. As Minato said, no, I'm the Hokage. I rule this village. I have the power to stop it. So, I forbid it. As then Daimyo simply shook his head. As he said, Minato, you have to choose it now. Either it is going to be the village or it is going to be the sun. As you look towards the civilian council, you are dismissed, along with you, Sakura Haruno. As Sakura nodded, she simply went off. As then Daimyo sighed, as he said, well, Minato, to be honest, I really respect you. And I really do. A lot. But still, these are the moments a Hokage has to make sacrifices. You know, the Lord Third, his first son, became a rogue shinobi, and in the end, he was the one who finished him off. As Minato gritted, he stayed, but Naruto was not a danger to the village. This is the biggest mistake there could be. As Daimyo simply shook his head, as Minato finally came up with the idea. He's the Jinchuriki of the village. If he dies, then we will lose the power of the Nine Tails. But then, finally, Danzo stood up with a smirk on his face and said, well, Lord Okage, if you're worried about that, I have already had it covered, with a huge smirk on his face as Minato glared at him, knowing that what he's going to come up with. As he said, well, after the death of the supposed demon, as Minato was about to attack him, but you can say, restrained himself barely, as we will put seals on his body, and when he will die, the Night's chakra will not released at the moment, and then we will be easily able to extract it and seal it to some other shinobi. It could be your wife either, as well as your children. After all, they are Uzumaki's, right? As he smirked on that, as Minato was now glaring at Danzo, as Daimyo said, well, Minato, you have to make a choice. You are the Hokage of this village. You have to follow the laws which were made by the previous Hokage and the previous councils. So, either choose. It is going to be the village or your son. As Minato was about to say something, but then Daimyo speak up. Think about it, Minato. Even right now, people do not know that your other two children has the ninth chakra inside of them. Think about it. What if the news leak? And what will happen to your family? What if the news leak that how Kushina was the previous Jinchuriki of the Nine Tails and she lost the control of the Nine Tails? Even she will be hated by the village, and then it will be your daughters as well. So it is going to be the same choice. Either it is going to be one of your son or whole of your family. As Minato could be, you can say, a shock look appeared to his face. He did not know what to say at this. As Daimyo sighed, well, Minato, you have 1 month to think about it. Think about it clearly. And Danzo, you'll be taking care of the prisoner, right? I do not want him to escape. As then Danzo smirked, of course, Lord Daimyo. As Daimyo stood up, alright, I'll be leaving now. As he went off to his hotel, as Minato was literally left there, as Danzo smirked, as they went off along with the elders. At this, many of the shinobi council also went off as Shikaku arrived beside Minato as he said, troublesome. I'm sorry, Minato. I do not know what to do at this situation. It seemed that Danzo has really had Daimyo under his ropes. As Minato gritted his teeth on that, I have to do something. I have to make him escape. I simply cannot let him die. As Shikaku simply shook his head, I do not know about that, Minato. If he were to escape, then Danzo will have another reason to target your family, especially you, and he can easily blackmail you, telling you that how about your other daughters are also have the Night's chakra in them, and this news will truly devastate them, as well as the village will start to hate them even more, as well as even your wife. So I don't think that that will be a great idea. As Minato said, so what are you saying? I let him die? As Chicago simply shook his head. I do not know, Minato. It is something you have to come up with yourself. After saying that, he went off along with Inoichi, Choza, and Shibi. As Minato simply slumped down to his chair as Kushina was looking towards Minato with tears to her eyes when she heard that how Naruto will be executed publicly in the center of the whole village. She almost had a heart attack as she said, Minato, we have to do something. We literally cannot let him be. As Minato sighed as he rubbed his head and said, I do not know, Kushina, what I can do now. Damn it, Danzo! As he punched the table, breaking it apart. As Jiraiya was also pretty angry about it, as well as Tsunade wanted to punch the damn bastard. He should have died in the time of Third Hokage, but Third Hokage was way too lenient with him. As Minato sighed at that, as he said, "Now we have a, you can say, time skip of 3 days." As Minato was eating dinner, as the Naruto speak up, Dad, what about Naruto Nisan? As Kushina had a sad expression on that, as Minato also had pretty sad expression. As Minato said, "What about him? Don't worry about him. He will come back. After all, they cannot put him into the jails for something he did not do, right, Dad?" As Minato sadly smiled at that, "Don't worry, Mito. I'm here, and I'm the Hokage, and it is only I who decides here." As Mito smiled at that, as Naruto had a brightened smile, but deep down Mito knew that something was wrong, as really, really wrong. As then he was now one day was left for his decision. He had to come up with a decision. As then Kushina was with Minato. Minato, have you come up with some plan or something like that? As tell me that he will not. Tell me, Minato, you will not let him die, right? As tears were coming to her eyes, as then Minato sadly smiled at her, as he said, "I do not know, Kushina. I will not give you false hope. I do not know what to do. If I say that I do not want him executed, then Daimyo will force me to resign as the Hokage, and he will try to put Danzo as the Hokage. I do not know what Danzo has done to Daimyo, but it seems that Daimyo is giving him a lot of favors nowadays, as well as if that happens, then this village will fall under his rule. You already know who he is. He's not a leader, but a dictatorship. He will try to make everyone a puppet, and then Konoha will fall. And he even will not let you guys to live at peace. Mito, Naruko, they will fall to the same hatred. As he clenched his fist, gritted his teeth, to which our son has fallen into, as tears started to come to his eyes, did not knew what to do at this position. As Kushina simply shook his head. "I do not know, Minato. We have just got to know him. As he's our son, we have ignored him all of these years. We simply cannot let him die." As then tears started to come to her eyes as she started to cry all over. As Minato simply shook his head. As then a small, you can say, determined look arrived to his face. Kushina only saw that look when Minato slaughtered, you can say, 1,000 shinobi for the sake of village. When he, you can say, almost summoned the Shinigami for the sake of village, and this look really scared Kushina a lot. But it, as quickly as it came, really vanished. As then Minato sadly smiled at Kushina as he said, "Don't worry, Kushina-chan, I will do my best." As he stood up as he went off. Now, let us go to the Ambu prison. Naruto was simply sitting to the ground as well as closing his eyes. Right now, he was inside of his mindscape as he said, well, it seems that they have finally got a plan to get rid of me, huh, Kurama?" As Kurama simply shook his head, "Well, those are humans, and they are really cunning on these things. I believe that they put some fake memories into their minds, as well as that Haruno girl must have said a lot of things against you. Perhaps it seemed that you're either going to be banished or going to be in prison. Worst case scenario, you're going to be executed. And I bet that will be publicly." As Naruto only laughed at that. Well, this is the chance I have given to the village. It seems that they have blown it off. Let's see, what will be the choice of my family? But it is going to be a tough decision for my father, especially. After all, he's the Hokage. He has to think about the village. Either give up the title of the Hokage to save him and let the village fall under the order of Danzo, or to protect me and give the title away, and even Konoha's as well. Then what will it be, QB? As then Kurama simply shook his head and said, "You already know the answer, don't you? But the thing I want to know is your answer. What will you do after that? You already know what is coming, right?" As Naruto had a sad smile on his face as he said, "To be honest, for a moment in my life, I really wanted to have a family, to have a village. But it seemed that even with all of this power, under my control, I still cannot have everything." As QB said, "Well, the great power always have great price to it. It seems that your suffering is the price to all of this power." As Naruto simply shook his head, then Konoha will finally face a true demon. As a determined look came to his face, this look reminded Kurama of the look that Minato gave him before almost summoning the Shinigami when third Hokage was the one who came and summoned the Shinigami to summon, you can say, seal him off. And this really, you can bring a small smirk to Kuroma's face, already knowing what is to come, as Konoha, as well as the whole five great shinobi villages, knows a true king of the Otsutskis, and the true king of the five elemental nations will arise, and that will be the name of the demon, as he smirked inwardly, knowing that a lot of fun is about to become. And then someone, you can say, Naruto opened his eyes as he could hear, you can say, a lot of footsteps coming towards him. As Naruto had a blank expression on his face, as he looked towards upward to see Minato in his Hokage, you can say, attire. As he said, took you long enough, father. As Minato had a sad expression on his face, Naruto, are you alright? As Naruto simply nodded his head, well, I've seen worse days. It is nothing, to be honest. As Minato flinched on that, but sad, you can say, sadness started to, you can say, gather his heart. But still, he cannot break. He cannot let village fall under the command of Danzo. No, he simply cannot betray the village like that. As he clenched his face, as he promised to himself that when he heard that how his son has decided to give them a second chance, he will not fail him. But he was here once again, and these thoughts are in his mind once again, as he really hated being the Hokage at this position. As he said, Naruto, do you know what is going on outside there? Huh? As Naruto simply shook his head, I do not know. According to the, you can say, some rumors I have heard. Apparently, I used some Night's chakra, huh? To be honest, I really did not. But still, they're saying that how I badly injured Uchiha as well as that pink bubblegum. As even with the odd situation, Minato let out a small chuckle as he said, well, Naruto, so you know about it. As Naruto simply shook his head, I said, but I want to know what is going to happen next, father. So, what will it actually be? Well, looking directly into the eyes of Minato, this really reminded Naruto of the time whenever he was a kid and arrived back at the home, his mother and father always, you can say, did not look him into the eyes. Back then, he thought that they hated him, but now he could easily tell Minato was simply not looking into his eyes. It was mainly guilt and shame. As Naruto simply shook his head, so that's how it is going to be, huh, father? As Minato, you can say, was really almost on the verge of tearing, but he was barely able to restrict himself on that. As he said, Naruto, I, I'm sorry. As Naruto simply shook his head, as he said, alright, do you what you must do, and trust me, I will do what I must. As he looked down, Minato did not know what was the meaning of that, but his gut feeling was telling him that Konoha is going to pay for it all. As and that price will be really, really much. As then Minato did not know what to say anymore, as he simply, you can say, went off as a lone tears fell his face, even though he had, you can say, he was the Yondaime Hokage, but still, seeing his son at a situation like this in his own village, the village he rule over, the people he rule over, and tomorrow will be the day his son will be executed in front of all the village, and he will be standing there with his family, helpless, hopeless, and have no power to stop it. As he gritted his teeth, he really hated this situation and all. But right now, he cannot do anything. And now, let us have a time skip next day, as Danzo was standing on the Hokage, you can say, building, as I said, people of Konoha, as everyone was gathered there, as pretty confused about the whole situation, and he said, well, you already know about a certain blonde that lives in this village named by Uzumaki Naruto. When people heard that, anger and, you can say, hatred, as well as, you can say, hatred filled their eyes, and they started to spat out the demon and those type of things. As Minato was also there, clenching his face, time, you can say, a flashback. As Minato was in the council room, as Daimyo was looking towards him, either Minato has to let go of the position of Hokage, or he will have to agree with this whole deal. Even though Daimyo felt pretty bad for Minato, he had to sacrifice his son second time, but it is for the sake of village. As then Minato looked towards them, as Danzo was really hoping that Minato will say that he's not going to execute his son so that he will get the position of the Hokage. But to many people's utter shock, as well as expected, as Minato simply nodded as he signed the paper that was in front of him of the execution. As then Daimyo sadly smiled at Minato as he said, Minato, I'm sorry. As Minato did not say anything on that, as Danzo was pretty angry about it, but still a smirk came to his face. This will definitely break Minato from inside, and he will take the advantage of that. Soon enough, Minato, soon enough. As he thought, as he speak up, apparently the demon has attacked our precious Uchiha as well as one of the team member of the Lord Uchiha named by Sakura Haruno, and he has proven to everyone that how he's a demon by using the demonic powers. At this, the village started to scream, how dare the demon hurt Lord Uchiha? Yeah, he should be executed. Yeah, we should put him in the jail. He should pay for it. As these were the, you can say, screams that were coming towards them, as Kushina was there crying her heart out. As for Naruto as well as Mito, flashback as Minato has just you can say simply went past Kushina, as Kushina her eyes widened when he arrived back after signing the documents in the council room. As Kushina said, Minato, you did not do that, right? As tears were coming to her eyes as Minato was not looking towards her. As Kushina grabbed Minato from the jacket, Minato, look at me. You did not do it, right? As Naruto as well as Mito arrived. What happened, mom? As Kushina screamed, Minato, answer me. As Minato simply looked down. I'm sorry, Kushina. I had to do it. As Kushina slapped Minato on the face over and over again. How could you? How could you? He was our son. As Naruto said, what is going on here, mom? Why are you hitting that? As Mito was also looking towards them. As then Kushina went down to the, you can say, ground, started to cry. As Minato was looking down. As Mito said, Dad, what happened? As Minato simply looked down the village. And the council has decided that Naruto is unstable and he shall be, as he looked down, not looking into the eyes of his daughter, and he shall be executed in front of the whole village. As at this, both as you can say Naruto as well as Mito has gasped as he said, "What that? But it is not fair." As Naruto said, as Mito said, "Yeah, it's not fair. He's not unstable. You saw him. He's our brother. You cannot allow him, right, Dad?" As Minato was not looking towards them. Why did you do that? As Minato looked towards Mito. I'm sorry, Mito. I had to do it for the village. Otherwise, Danzo will get the position of the Hokage and he will put this village through hell. And Konoha will fall. And I simply cannot betray Konoha like this. I'm the Hokage. As Mito was now glaring at Minato. Hokage, Hokage. It is always damn Hokage. You even know what have you done, Dad? As Minato had finally had enough as he simply flashed away as Kushina was crying on the ground as Naruto said, I'm going to the damn Ambu prison. I'm going to make him escape. As Mito was about to follow him, but then you can say Kushina grabbed both of their arms and said, let it be. As then Mito looked towards mom and said, what are you talking about, mom? We cannot let him be. As Kushina said, there are Ambus. They will stop you either way. As tears were still coming to her eyes, but right now she has to think, and she simply cannot let if Naruto as well as Mito went to the prison or even she went to there to stop them, then the news will reveal that how it was Kushina who lost the control of the Nine Tails at the birth, and then this will put even Minato as well as Naruto as well as Mito after the information leaked that how both of them also possess some of the Nine Tails chakra, then people will hate them as well. As but still she could not, you can say, restrain herself from blaming Minato, blaming everything, blaming this damn village, blaming herself for everything. As tears were still coming, as Danzo, now flashback ends, as Danzo was smirking, and now, with the permission of Lord Hokage, Daimyo and the council has finally come to the decision that the demon has finally disturbed this village more than enough. And this is the day, this is the destined day. And it will be written in the golden words in this village that how we, the civilians, the shinobi, citizens of Konoha, got rid of the demon of the nine-tailed fox, as he will be executed right there and then, as everyone was pretty surprised after hearing this, and then there will be cheers and roars, and how finally they are going to get rid of the demon, yeah, kill the demon, as those type of things, as they finally were pretty happy that now it was the day, it will finally be the day written in the history of Konoha, but not with the golden words, but instead it will be written in blood. As but okay guys, here I will leave this part. Hope you guys like it. For the next part, the like goal it's going to be 200 likes, and for the comment goal it is going to be 180 comments. Do that, and I shall upload the next part today. So yeah guys, I hope that you guys enjoyed it. So you guys already know. So yeah, peace.